shutdown. Here we go, travelers. Be prepared to experience frustration at airports because of delays related to the shutdown. The FAA has announced staffing shortages at several major airports this week, and we are seeing disruptions across the country. Scripps News national correspondent Alex Miller joins us now live from LaGuardia Airport in New York. So, Alex, lay it out for us. If any of us are traveling, what do we need to know here?
Well, Maritza, if you are traveling anytime soon, you might want to have a little bit of sympathy for your TSA agents. They're not getting paid, and neither are the air traffic controllers. And 1 week into this government shutdown, we're starting to see more controllers calling out sick. And the union that represents them says that they don't support these organized shortages. But regardless, we still might be looking at more delays. A shutdown in Washington and delays at airports across the country.
I was flying from Atlanta into Nashville. Our flight had to divert to Chattanooga because we were circling for the one runway. We needed to refuel. It ended up being about a 2-hour delay.
It's now been more than 1 week since the federal government shutdown, and the impact appearing to ripple through the skies, with more travelers impacted due to staffing shortages. The FAA reporting staffing issues Tuesday at airports in Boston, Dallas, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Nashville, where a shortage of air traffic controllers led to the delay of 1/3 of its flights, affecting nearly 40,000 passengers. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy acknowledged earlier this week staffing issues were due to an uptick in the number of air traffic controllers calling in sick.
Have we had a slight tick up in sick calls? Yes. And then you'll see delays that come from that.
Any staffing shortage puts extra pressure on controllers who are on the job, according to former FAA Administrator Randy Babbitt.
It's a self-accelerating cycle. As more people, aren't coming to work, the people who are at work have to work more, which exposes them to fatigue.
As the shutdown drags on, some lawmakers now calling on House Speaker Johnson to bring back members to at least approve a temporary solution to reduce the impact on air travel.
Convene us so that we might be able to put forward and pass an emergency supplemental aimed at finding a way to pay air traffic controllers all over this country until this thing is settled.
And I'm sure your first thought was similar to mine, which is, without all of these extra air traffic controllers in the sky, is it safe to fly? Well, the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, says that it is. He says it is safe to fly despite the fact that we are seeing less controllers in those towers. He says if there was an issue with safety, they would either delay or suspend operations entirely, so that people shouldn't be worried about that when they're heading to the airport.
Certainly, we saw that play a huge role in ending the last shutdown, Alex. I want to ask you, though, right now, where you are, what are you seeing as far as lines? I mean, do we need to plan to get there way earlier than we normally would because of this? Like, what are the lines looking like where you're at?
Yeah, I know. I'm somebody who likes to basically walk just right onto the plane. I don't want to get here a second earlier, but in this case, it's something you probably need to do. We are seeing a little bit of delays here. I checked a couple of minutes ago. There are about 9 delays out of 60 flights that I saw on the board. So a small amount, but still notable. And you should either plan to pack your patience. Well, you should do that regardless. But you should also check your flight before you leave for the airport, because there are times now, because these airlines know that they're going to have delays and potentially cancellations, that they might delay or cancel your flight way before you even leave for the airport.
All right, yeah, don't do what you and I do, which is try to see how little time we can get before we get on the plane. National correspondent Alex Miller in LaGuardia. Thank you so much, Alex.